July 7, 2022. This is session 1130 of the Inner Journey Experiences, Moving into the Station of Light, presented by myself, Lani, through the Omega Communications portal. Are you ready to begin? Is your body relaxed and your mind expanding? Are you aware of yourself as a conscious being? Consciousness being as this particular body form. So as you take in a natural breath, present yourself into the receiving area in the station of light. It's wonderful to greet you in this space and to be here with you. And I personally acknowledge you and all of us as stronger beings of light than we have previously been. So let's see what is presented to us today. Welcome to the space, and as you prepare yourself to become more fundamentally aware of your true self and presence here within the collective consciousness of this collection throughout the galaxies of beings of support for you and support of all evolutionary processes, then you become aware that you are very stable in your awareness of this, and you accept that you are prepared to be strongly connected and to continue your association with various elements of the dimensional support teams coming through from other galactic portals through the solar portal that you are aware of and recognize as the sun, the central sun. There is always a deeper connection for you to accept yourself as, and to remove the impressions and maybe impositions that have been surrounding you and upon you. Those cause separation from your true position and connections. The connections that you achieve through what we are bringing to you as reminders consolidate your presence and presentation of the energy and vitality that you bring into you individually and into many of the groups and many of the individuals you come in contact with. We acknowledge there are various levels of the relationships and the contacts. You always need to maintain your connection to the highest point of consciousness. We could talk about this as being intelligence, the intelligence of consciousness of the one system of creation. Then you may understand that as you perceive and you look outward from the station, you will see a collection of various planets, or the planetoids we refer to them so that you have no fixed concept of what it is, but you expand the concept of what you see, and therefore you will be observing changes. You may also see where there can be in some systems some imposition of energy fields, in the sense that they may distort or disconnect elements from the true flowing level of source. Creation in its purest intention. Conscious intelligence in its purest intention of upliftment and support and expansion of consciousness. So this is where you are at. This is what you are perceiving as you overlook various areas that you have come in contact with. Some of these areas you have designed a process to facilitate your presence, to observe, but also to present overlaying concepts for the beings existing in that particular area. You are all familiar with many different ways of doing this. Then when you bring your attention and focus back to planetoid Earth and its surrounding environment, then you become aware of assistance coming in through other galactic presences, and you will also be aware of your positioning and your vital connections to receive the incoming flows, which indeed, as you expand your consciousness, these will inspire you into different realizations or different patterns of communication with others, or different patterns of presenting the clear connections for people, for everyone, into the higher consciousness fields, the intelligent consciousness. Do not be confused with what has been presented in various game playing of intelligence. This is beyond this. Remember, we speak in a quantum level of consciousness always for you, so that as we present the information to you from a quantum consciousness level, that highest point in the concepts of what that is, then you understand and you see above all of patterns that have been misplacing people and misinforming people. So there are many systems of that, but you chose to be beyond that. This is why you are here, receiving the continuation of the energy which continues to expand you and to strengthen your connection always to your pure point of conscious intelligence, of the consciousness streams, and your pure intention. This provides a channel that is you from that point of your original existence, and you are not alone in that original existence. We bring this to your attention, that there were multiple layers and presentations of other light beings having the same intention, the pure point of consciousness. So when you think of that, you will think of the many beings bringing in the threads of consciousness, the higher evolved quantum light field, into the energetic matrix of consciousness surrounding the planet, supporting the beings. There is no need to direct this to any placement that you may physically be aware of around the Earth planetoid. In the overlaying matrix, there is a presentation of all of the pure concept for the life, for the civilization you are experiencing. there need not be any deviation from that. There always remains the constant principle of life. So that is the prime source code. This is presented to you in a different context in this session, which incorporates all of the other informational patterns that we have been bringing through to you. Again, envelop yourself within this. This is a particular quantum sphere of energy information informing you, reminding you of the many times you have placed energy into different civilizations. And this time you have a clearer connection and understanding of what this is that you are being and doing. But it is your state of beingness which is the prime energetic focus for you. This is the reminder for you today to again envelop yourself in the realizations you have received through this vehicle of the Station of Light. You could refer to this in your own thoughts, that this Station of Light that has existed always with Earth, you are part and are part of the composition of the overlaying consciousness field that has manifested as this station. In projecting this into what you might say a future creation, you might perceive that it is visible to ordinary vision, to the physical body vision. And you might perceive travellers moving into it from Earth base. You are already doing this in the multidimensional field through the time gateway portals. And this facilitates the creation into the manifested civilization. There are many aspects involved, naturally, because the intention is to have the correct alignment and attunement to the higher consciousness field of quantum intelligence. We acknowledge many scientists are working at creating this in their own way. But if their connection is not strongly secured in the prime source code, then there is always the difference and the gap between what they create and the prime creation of consciousness. So there are levels still to be brought into attunement and alignment. Beyond the experimentation, it simply is coherence in accordance with the prime creative impulse. And this you have engaged within you. Arising from this deeper connection, you could be envisioning already in manifestation the actuality of this station that you have come into. As you continue to move from within your body form as your true consciousness into this station of light and back again, you are bringing all of the information and energy from this quantum state in you and through you. Continue to do this. It supports many people, it supports yourself, and it brings you into a stronger connection with the galactic beings present always. And you are aware of this because you are a conscious being. So this is for you to integrate again in this moment and moving through your processes that you engage within in your physical aspect and the multi-dimensional aspects of that. So I leave this with you to function in an ongoing way. Aurum out. Thank you, Aurum. Lani again with you. Although I am surrounded by a group of beings, do you see them? Do you sense them? Many different ones reaching out to assist all of us. And also to assist the embracing of this and the integration of the patterns through the words, through the experience. And this is for you to bring back into you now. Streams of patterns of the codes. And perhaps you see it in some other way. But certainly envelop yourself in this energetic sphere of consciousness. And bring all of this back into your body form now and into your life pattern. You may have been feeling your life pattern has been changing because you have been clearing many of the experiences you've had in this body form and which have been triggered as part of the clearance. So acknowledge yourself as a clear stream of consciousness, of a clear being of light. Breathe it all into you now. And bring your awareness fully back into earth, space-time as we acknowledge it and as we measure it. And as we move through it in the daily processes, as we measure it. Thank you. So this ends this presentation into the station of light through the Omega Communications portal.